Hi, Mickey here from Flipping Spain, and we're going to do another property analysis today. So we looked at the townhouse in our last video, and today we're going to look at a 4-bedroom apartment so that we'll go through the same process and then we'll put them both in the spreadsheet and see which one's a better deal. So this apartment is 4 bedrooms. It costs $120,000, and it's a little bit smaller than our townhome. Obviously, it's 2 bedrooms less, and it's not divided up into separate apartments. Now, this is one of those ones. It's a second floor without an elevator, but I feel like up to the second floor, which is the 3rd floor in US speak, that's reasonable for the types of tenants I'm probably going to attract and for myself. So we've got 4 bed, and the great thing is we've got 2 bathrooms already, because in an apartment or any property with 1 bathroom, that would be one of my big questions is there room for a second bathroom? Mostly because I don't like to share a bathroom, and so I want a master ensuite, but also because I just feel like it makes it more appealing and it's better for several people sharing. We've got a terrace. It's much more modern than our townhome. So let's look at the pictures. Now it's dated in there, lots of built-ins. It's very common. The styling of this bathroom is not ideal, but it looks maintained and functional. Big shower, eat-in kitchen. We've got our heating. Terrace goes off the kitchen as well. Here's our second bathroom, I'm assuming. Just with some paint and just a refresh of furniture, it'll look very different. A little bit of extra space. The bedrooms look like good sized. Okay, so our second bathroom has laundry and might just be a half bath. I don't see a shower in there, but it might be possible to convert that bit to a shower. Okay, that's plenty of looking at the pictures. So I didn't see anything there that caused me alarm or that raised questions, other than it'd be really nice to know what the layout is, but I don't see a layout here. So that's just one of the things we'll have to wait for. So the other thing I want to do that we did for the other property is look at the map. So it's in a little bit of a different neighborhood. Let's put on our satellite and see if there are any red flags. So it's probably the same distance to the center of town. It's a similar distance to the train station. Let's zoom in here. Doesn't look like it's on a terribly busy street. Now it's right by the bullfighting ring. That's something you don't get everywhere. So I would want to do a little research on the bullfight ring just to see how often it's in use. It's like having a stadium in your backyard. So here we've got some tickets for August. Doesn't really tell me a whole lot. But that's something I'll want to do a little more research into, just because if you've got a lot going on here, that might mean there's a lot of cars coming in, although there is a huge public parking across the way. So maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe it doesn't impact the streets around. But, I've lived near stadiums and things before, and even when I've lived a mile away, our parking near our apartment building was just all taken up by people going to the concerts. So that's a potential negative. We've got a school over here as well. It's not right across the street, but just means you're going to have lots of students around. Oh, and then we've got a little sports center with an outdoor pool. That's nice. Let's have a look at that. Cool. So it's a whole sports center with a pool and a gym and lots of classes and things. So that could be a big plus. I know for me personally it would be, but also for tenants or even visitors who just are looking for amenities. The other thing we want to look at is the other properties for sale. If you remember, near our other property, it was the most expensive thing in the neighborhood. And it's actually, ours is over here. And it's actually one of the cheapest things in the area. Let's see what this is. So this is a studio apartment for $80,000, and that's on the 3rd floor without an elevator. And that's only a 3-bed. So 4 beds for $120,000 in this area seems like a pretty good deal. So I like that. And of course, some of the other things we don't know are how much noise is there from the neighbors, what the community fees will be, how much our cosmetics will cost. But it doesn't look like too much. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. So this also passes. So we're going to look at renting this. Already put in our numbers for our other property. So again, we're going to pay $120,000 for this. We won't have a mortgage. This will be a little different If I'm renting out 3 rooms and I'm living in one and I'm just paying a share, then my utilities are going to be a lot less. So we'll just put $50 in there. This is what we don't know. We don't know what the HOA fees or the community fees are. I think $100 a month is probably pretty ambitious. So let's just go way overboard and say that they're $200 a month. And then our taxes are the same. Our insurance, let's just do the same thing for our insurance. And then our maintenance reserves are a little higher because the purchase price is a little higher. And we're not doing property management. So it's a little more expensive to run every month. I'm not going to Airbnb. I mean, we could look at Airbnb like a room, but I feel having roommates and Airbnb doesn't go very well together, especially with the bathroom situation. So that's our only option for this apartment. We saw rooms ranging from sort of 200 to 300. I feel like with some really nice furniture, we could get pretty high. But again, we're probably going to be in that 280 to 300 range. Let's just say 280 to be safe. But we have 3 bedrooms to rent out. Now, I don't know if they're all the same size. It was hard to see in the photos. But I didn't see any single bedrooms. So we'll just assume they're all doubles. And then our vacancy pops in. And this is where we're at. So we're at a negative number. That's not great. However, I feel like this property is going to be in pretty good shape and it's going to be less to maintain because I'm not doing like a roof and stuff. It's definitely a younger building. So let's take this down a bit and see if that helps. Now we're making $90 a month. So it's not really great, actually. And there's going to be some closing costs. So we might end up spending $130,000 on the purchase. So long-term rental, we're not really making any money. And this is why spreadsheets are so great, because you might think, oh, this 4-bedroom is great. So now I know I have to sort of stay for the rents that we have in that area. Now let's see if I was able to bump it up and make them really nice and charge $300. Or maybe it's really competitive. We saw there weren't very many rentals available. Maybe it's super competitive. Then we're making a little bit of money. But it hasn't even moved the arrow here at all. So this townhouse is not only cheaper, but it's just a better deal because there's more bedrooms to rent out. And now we know. What we can do for fun, since we know a long-term rental is not going to work well for this, is take that out and let's look at a furnished short-term rental. Now, our short-term rentals were going for the same price per night that this is going by per month. So let's just say we even charge $150, which is way low in the market. And that we can do that 12 days a month. Let's be super conservative. Already, we're doing so much better. So what I could do is, well, we haven't put in our expenses here, so let's do that. Let's add utilities, let's add supplies. Got our fees in there. We're going to clean it ourselves. Actually, we aren't going to clean it ourselves because what I'm thinking is maybe I rent in another town and then I keep this as a rental. So let's say people tend to rent it for 2 nights in a row, and so I've got to clean it 6 times, and it cost me $50. Again, I'm just hugely guessing. So that does take out a lot. So for this to make a lot of sense, let's see if we can do it 15 nights a month. And then that's going to have to go up a little bit, but not that much. Yeah. So this would cover my rent in another apartment, especially if I was just renting a room somewhere. So this could work. So I could buy this and then live closer to work and just keep this as an investment. But I still like this idea better, especially when I can do the combo. I've just got a lot more flexibility. So that was interesting. I was kind of surprised at how that turned out. I thought maybe the apartment might have been a better investment just because there are fewer capital costs like roof repairs and stuff. But we don't know that about the townhouse. So in order to do a fair comparison, I need to ask some more questions. And I have reached out to the owner of the townhome because they're selling it without an agent, which is also might save us some money. And And I'll just keep looking for other things. Now I know if I want to find an apartment, then it probably needs to be around $100,000, and I can do the math to see what it looks like if there's only 3 bedrooms instead of 4. But this is helping me narrow down the numbers so that I'm not wasting time looking at properties that just don't make any sense. So if you have any questions about deal analysis or you're interested in the spreadsheet, just drop me a line in the comments. And oh, just an update. I did get all my paperwork. So my visa application has been sent off to the embassy, and I'm just waiting, as we do, just waiting some more. I don't know if that's going to come back in weeks or it's going to come back in months. But as soon as it does, I will let you know, and I will be making travel plans, and hopefully we can start walking around some of these properties in person. Thank you so much for being here and for listening and going on this journey with me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.